welcome back. It's been a while. We are down at Fresh Produce today, not far from my house. It's Corey's shop. He's got some fabrication projects on the go on Jeff Donati's drift car. And I'm here. We took my ute to an event probably a couple of months ago now, and I broke it. We hadn't broken anything on this thing for a fair while, but I have broken axles before in it when I first put it together. You can see this axle's bent, like it's actually twisted the splines. I'm not sure if you can see it there, but if you can't, you'll just have to believe me. We bent the splines on that thing, and we were playing with grip on it. It is actually, this car's pretty slow off the line, to be honest. It's probably one of the slowest cars I've ever driven off the line. Once you're in drift, it's got plenty of pace, plenty of grip, so it's kind of a fine balance between trying to get it to hook up off the line and then not over grip it once it's drifting, because it has an interesting rear end in it. These cars are usually a leaf sprung rear end, and they're absolutely terrible. But we've had this kind of semi-falling made for it, which works fairly good. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's an amazing rear end by any means. So it works good. Power delivery is probably pretty wild for what we're trying to do, and I'm trying to put it through a standard box. And I mean, the box is built, but it's still a Synco box. So they do break, and I'm kind of scared. So I drive fairly sensible when I'm trying to get it through the gears. So that makes it slow as well. But the main reason these broke is we had axle tramp, and I tried to just keep driving through it, and I shouldn't have. So now we're in America with a Ford Ute. Of course, there's no axles. So I was lucky enough that Christian Olsen from Australia, he realised I'd snapped some when I put up a post. He had a spare set, which was super lucky because these things are getting harder and harder to find. You can get aftermarket billet ones, but being here in the US, I would much rather do an 8.8 conversion. So he obviously had a couple that have been laying in his garden bed for a while, and was kind enough to send them over to us. So they've arrived. I am reusing the old bearing and retainer off them, which is probably not the greatest thing. So we got pretty wild in the press yesterday. Probably should have filmed this, but I didn't, so. And we made up some brackets. We did get pretty wild on the press here. It took a fair bit of force to get it off, but we made some brackets so we could sit them up there. We actually sit them down here and pressed them out. This axle that was already broken was kind of wild when we were pressing out because there's a fair bit of force. I think we actually I bent the back side of this press here slightly, but it's just a cheap Harbour Freight one. But just to take some of the wildness out, I actually cut the axle down that I'd broken, just so it wasn't as long in the press. Got that one pressed off, and then I actually put this in the freezer and then heated up the retainer to get it off. And this one here, we did the same thing. Got that one off as well. Even though it's bent, it might be a okay emergency axle if I ever needed to use it again. So we are now going to clean up the other axle, old rusty, put that back in the car, get the wheels back on it. This thing should be ready for a quick service and check over. Maybe we'll get it to an event before the snow comes. Enjoy. We're going to do a little time lapse here of putting this thing back together. And if anyone's got any questions about it, whatever, hit us up. The Barra engine is going to be our choice of engine in the US here. I've got a lot of them on stock. I've got some great support from Monster Talk in Australia, Rob and Kate. So we are going to put one of those engines in something that's not such a shitty chassis. So enjoy. We're going to put this one together. This will be our first video. We're going to try to get some more out and be a little bit more continuous with the videos. Hope you guys enjoy. So, since these are our old axles, and this is all rusty and we don't need to keep it, this is how we normally get them off anyway, we can actually just cut the bearing and cut everything off of it. So, we go to town on this angle grinder, make this happen. That's a hell of a lot easier way to get rid of that. Now we just have the inner bearing race, the seal, that'll come off, and that'll come off easy, and then we'll cut this ABS ring off as well, just because of the way our handbrake is. It's easier to have that not there, so we'll get rid of this. Sweet, so that's everything removed from here. Yoink! Now we need to clean some rust off this thing. We'll mainly clean up the bearing mating surfaces. They're the most important, and the rest of it we'll just remove the rust, just so there's not rust going in the diff oil. Just take the top layer off. It's going to get covered in oil anyway, so it's not going to rust any worse. But for now, we got these parts off, which were it's a hell of a lot easier getting them off that way than what it is to press them off. So we got them off, clean this up, we'll press the new second-hand ones on and we'll be good. So we're outside for this part of the job. There's going to be a lot of rust and iron particles come off this job. We just don't want that stuff in the shop. We got the clean room, dirty room for all the mess making, cutting, iron stuff, and this will just make a mess in there. So we're outside for this job. We'll get this thing cleaned up and head back in there. Boo! So we've cleaned all these bits up. They can start going back together. Reusing this seal is probably not very professional, but it's what's happening. Because we couldn't find this seal here, and I didn't want to order a kit from America because I really want to do an 8/8 conversion to it. Put this seal in, it goes that way. It's over there. Then the next thing is we'll press this bearing on. So this goes on that way. So the press is not quite set up yet, so we'll go try and set this press up. ready to go in. Look. So the bearing goes on super nice. So since I know this one's going to be super tight to go on, I'm going to put some heat into it. Should be enough. It's good. Yeah, it would have been nice to show you getting that off because it was pretty wild. But done. No one got hurt. That's sweet. Put this bag in the car. Sweet. We're clean. This is all pretty clean. Pretty clean once. Get the final wipe over. Anyone that knows me will know that I love anti-seize. So, just a little bit, not too much. And this one, clean up these faces quick. Face is a quick wipe over. Put him in there. Then, since we're reusing the diff seal, I'm going to put a bit of sealant on there. Make sure she does me good. Sweet. So that's home. And get this retaining plate up there. Literally only want a tiny amount of Loctite on there. So for this car I didn't bring any 5x114 wheels with me, and I want to use all my BMW wheels, so I've got adapters here so I can go from 5x114 to 5x120, so I can use all the same wheels as what I already have for my BMW. Just makes my life a lot easier. And chuck a tension wrench on them at the end, make sure they're good. And now for now, we can bolt these brake calipers back on, put a wheel on, and then fill up diff oil. Fill up the diff because the diff oil level actually is what lubricates these bearings. So when I pulled those axles out, the oil level dropped, and also since we'd snapped that axle, it was metal and stuff in the oil, so drop that out. Well, oil's draining at the moment, which you can probably see maybe through here. Got the oil draining, and yeah, we'll put some fresh oil in, call it good. Once I get these brakes bolted up, so I just got wheels to put on and I'm good. Righto, one down. And then quality assurance is here. Not really paying a good job to what I'm doing. Percy. Hello. Oh, you happy with it? Yeah, we're good, we can have lunch. Yeah, it's good enough. Hey Tyson, we got all the supervisors here. Righto, we're good pups, let's go have lunch. Brakes done. Tension these up and then throw a wheel on. Oh, I might have enough compression in my motor. Oh, you on it? Yeah, boy. check and make sure everything's going to work. Bit of a rough patch this one. Woo! We make sure we got 2 wheels, eh? Oh yeah. Working. Oh, another 7.3. Another 7.3. Oh, another 7.3. Oh, another 7.3. Sweet. So I want to say it was a fairly successful day. We got everything done. Everything seems to work. We'll have a quick look back there, make sure we got no leaks. All the brakes work again. We got 2 wheels spinning. Life's good. Jump out, have a quick look, make sure nothing's leaking that we did or loose, and yeah, should be good. And we can call this job done now. Clean up our mess and put it back in storage, and yeah, maybe we'll do a little service video next of getting ready for the event while we check, and yeah, be a good thing. No oil, nothing's fallen off. Definitely do with the clean. Give it a bit of a clean before we service it probably, and yeah. Call that at the end for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and like and subscribe. Thank you.